Well, today's the 9th of July 2025 and we're on the bus again. Just going to leave St. Peterport, and there's a lot of cruise ship passengers in St. Peterport today, so walking through the streets we've seen lots of them, and just going to get on the bus. One of them just absolutely full, and the next one we thought we were going to collect, it was also going to be very full, so we're getting a different bus which will get us hopefully to a similar destination. I don't think you can see the ship out there. It's a P&O cruise, and apparently it's just Southampton to Guernsey. They were supposed to arrive yesterday, but the weather was too rough, and they said the tenders wouldn't have been able to get easily into St. Peterport, so they've left it for a day. But, yeah, we're going off to Pembroke Bay and Lancress. So here we go. Going to have a little bus ride. As we've just been sitting on the bus, you can see the people who've come off the ship now. They're just walking along the pier into St. Peterport. Tide's out again, so the boats are well down. They'll come back later on in the afternoon. They'll be back up again. Now we're heading north now. This is the pier we came down when we got off the ferry first day. Marina. Again, not two big boats here. Valuable car park. Yeah, we're just on leaving St. Peterport behind us now, and in the distance we can start to see St. Sampson, which is the only other town of sorts. Yeah. All of the buildings in front are all new. Well, new to us. How new they are. And just looking along, see some German fortifications already. There's the cruise ship, and the cruise ship is between Guernsey and Herm, which is the first of the islands, bigger islands out there. Yeah. Very rocky shoreline here. to now, I haven't got a clue. These are all very much new buildings that were not here when we came all those years ago. Premier Inn there. Actually, somewhere I did look at was the Premier Inn to stay. And it just does like a circular route so that you can put in some extra bus stops. We had a Waitrose supermarket here. We saw when we went on the other bus a Waitrose supermarket, so something that's expanded here. These are, yes. Bus driver just mounting the pavement is a very typical thing here. Back onto the front now, and just driving around the coast of the way, heading towards St Sampson, and then up to the very north of the island, which is Lancress and Pembroke Bay.
Very rocky coastline.
It is hazardous to boats and shipping. It's a German fortification. There are some beautiful beaches in Guernsey. These are not beautiful beaches though. They're beaches, but very rocky, stony, pebbly. I imagine they're very good for fishing and snorkeling and that sort of thing. And it looks very calm today. That's something that's changed. There wasn't a lot of traffic obviously when we were here. I think this road here that goes off to the left, that's the road we would have gone up to our campsite. I think we're going to go to the right now. Car park there, and a car park attendant or a traffic warden. Stuck in a little bit of traffic here. So the traffic issue was about roadworks, so that's what's holding all these vehicles up. be using this road a great deal when we would always come down Route Militaire and then straight into town, or we would go off in a different direction. Coast road carries on. We're now heading up into Sampson. Sampson, which is the other main village on the island. It's really quite small. We hope to come back down here a little bit later on and spy out a few places that we can remember from years gone by. And Anita wants to go to the Guernsey shop, which is this is another little harbour, and it's more of a working fishing harbour, or it used to be. And this is called the Bridge. More shops than I thought, actually.
Second biggest place. Second biggest.
Yeah, this is the only other town on the island, really. I don't think there's another anything you might call a town. 2 or 3 shops strung together. A bit more industrial around here. Heading out of Sampson now, you can see industrial looking things there. Oh my goodness, Morrison's. This area is called Baleares of the island. Should start to recognise, maybe recognise places, I don't know. This would be a road we would walk along. I think this is the Bray Road. And the pub we used to go along here, apparently it's been demolished, it's gone now. Come to Nord. And all of these houses some of them are new. This is the Bray Road we're on there. Turning up now. This takes us now up towards Lancress. Memories of Lancress. We're going to see if they're still the same. It's a big open common, big green area leading up to the beach where Pembroke Bay is, and a golf course, I seem to remember.
Where is the campsite?
So we'll walk past our campsite, tell a few more stories. Just going over one of these yellow boxes on the road here. It's called a filter turn, where you take it in turns. Well, the bus has just dropped us off, the bus stop here, and I think we're at the edge of Lancress Common now. Obviously some buildings have been built up there. There are some shops. Key price. Party supplies, balloons, gifts, home decor, and much more. Now, you start to see this is what I think of as Lancress Common. One of the lookout towers in the distance. Are you up to walking across a field? Or do you rather not?
I can go on that path.
Well, we're venturing away from the road there and into the common. There is a sort of a footpath. He's just got sandals on, so just need to be careful. We've got blue skies, got a little bit of a breeze up here. We're heading towards the sea now. Over all of these hills. And the lookout tower is very similar to the sort of thing you might see dotted around Mallorca. Ferns on the side. It gets a little bit dangerous here when it gets really dry. It all becomes a little bit of a tinderbox. We used to come to a hotel. I'm not sure. I think actually it might be called the Lancress Hotel. Yeah, because the man that used to run the English in Guernsey, who was named George Ficklin, he was a Londoner, and he used to run this pub, and then when he retired he actually lost his accommodation because this accommodation was in the pub, and he came to work at the Lancress Hotel, so I think that we used to come and see him there. We'll go and investigate there in a moment. We've just been out here.
You smell the sea.
Yeah. I think we're nearly on the golf course as well. It's an ice cream. Guernsey ice cream. If you come to Guernsey, you have to have Guernsey ice cream. Don't be tempted by Mr. Whippy or whatever the ice creams there might be. You've got to have the Guernsey. It's a sort of a darker yellowish colour rather than the pure white. So here's the golf course now. And sign saying, be careful. And a proper road here for you, dear.
Yeah. It's not very warm.
So there's a tower, 2 towers over there, and another one up there. Well, there's lots of towers actually, more and more coming into view. These are quite old, obviously predate the German occupation, but I can remember as a child coming in 1973 that there are some German bunkers around here as well, which we used to love going and exploring. And now we come out to the sea. The wind's blowing directly at us, so it's from the north, so it's a cooler breeze.
You can see over there.
And you forgot to put your swimming costume on, didn't you? You can come to places like this and I don't think there's going to be any parking restrictions, so lots of spaces to park.
Oh, you're supposed to have a coffee there, darling.
We can. How civilised is that? And so this is my first introduction to Guernsey probably the first beach that we visited. Having landed on the island, set up our camp, we would walk here to this wonderful beach, which is called Pembroke. And the sea is wonderful, clear blue seas, very much like the seas we have in Guernsey. Remembering the tide's out, the sea will come right up to the shoreline where we've got the seaweed, and even up to the wall later on. So we just sat down and we're going to have a coffee. We've got this beautiful view out in front of us. Well, here's our coffee, Pembroke Beach.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Pembroke.
That's the name of the beach, I think. Cheers, everyone. And I'm the one with the Smarties mug.
And two lovely girls serving us who are studying in Hungary at university.
And we've got the lovely view. Okay, I'll show you. Just a beautiful view out to the sea with the rocks on either side. Some fortifications, and Anita's been hearing some gunshot, and in the distance there's some sort of a firing range with targets and numbers. I'm guessing that's what she can hear. I don't know what they're shooting, what they're firing.
Oh, who?
There is a swimmer that's been swimming across as well. I did try to take a photograph of him, but he's too far out. And there's several others in the sea, just over to the left. So the girl that served us in the kiosk here is telling us it's a family-run kiosk, and it was threatened by the fact that they must have had something of a sinkhole. It's, the tide does come up here sometimes, particularly when it's very rough, and they got spring tides, high tides. But it was saved by dumping all of these big, huge rocks, and that was quite an effort to do that. They've got all of these here, and that's protected the wall, which was in threat of being demolished. And so the kiosk lives a little longer, and the family business can stay here. I'm just walking around the back of the kiosk there, and it tells us, warns us that we're approaching the golf course, and just beware of low-flying balls. It's a nice path by the sea. Nita's getting little stones in her shoes, so she's gone onto the grass. So the wall here, it's not being very well maintained by the looks of things, and it's possibly falling into the sea. So they were talking of demolishing it, and they've tried to shore it up with those rocks, which I suppose is as good a way as any. I'm guessing these sea walls date back more or less to the German occupation times, certainly the same constructions, which is just poured concrete. And just at the back of the beach we've got one of these towers, which I'm not sure what time they date from. They're much older, possibly Napoleonic, I suppose. Lovely granite bench there. And the tide's well out now, and we'll be returning up the beach later on this afternoon. I think high tide is around about 6 o'clock-ish this evening. So yeah, we're probably at low tide now. And here's the golf course. Yeah, there's a few golfers out, not so many there.
Pebbles here.
They are, aren't they? Granite pebbles. Oh, there's a lovely piece of granite. Sparkling. The swimmer that we saw out, he's going backwards and forwards. He's done at least 2 lengths while we've been here, and that's a long way to swim. I guess 300 meters more, 400 meters maybe. Lovely place to walk. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. And there's the next tower, and just like Majorca, they're just dotted around the island so that they could send messages of invasion from one tower to the next and get the message out quickly. A little bit like the smoke signals used to get in the westerns. Hello.
Hello.
It doesn't look as though you can go into any of these. I can see it looks like an iron gate preventing people getting in, and the doorway is quite high up, so you'd actually need a ladder to get in there, which is how these things were built. Similar in Mallorca, the entrances were difficult to access. Need to change sides, losing me.
You need to walk on this side.
We'll find out. It looks as though it's an add-on to a German fortification. It's probably where the lifeguard would be stationed. I assume there's a lifeguard. Certainly no beds and brollies on this beach, and it's not for hire. Any beds and brollies are ones that people have brought. You can see here plenty of parking, so if you've got a car, no problem parking right by the beach. And a little bit of information here about the birds, the bees, the flowers, all the things.
I've just seen a little blue butterfly.
Little one, lovely. Grasshoppers, black redstart, pied wagtail, whimbrel.
Sea holly looks beautiful.
And they've got ancient remains here dating back to 4000 BC, but different structures surviving, and only discovered in 1811. I walk across the car parks. Sand dunes down to the beach. No dogs on the beach, please.
Couldn't walk out like this in Mallorca, could we?
Couldn't?
Walk like this in Majorca at the moment.
No, just way too hot, although the temperature did cool off yesterday, so having the solar panels I can have a look to see what the solar panels are actually doing. And we must have had a really strange day the other day because it was all up and down all over the place, so I'm guessing it was very cloudy. I did see reports of some heavy rain on some parts of the island. I'm not sure whether we got that at our house. Kind of way hoping we did get some rain just to rinse down the solar panels. It's a job we need to do when we get back if they are still covered in dust. And the gardeners are out looking after the golf course. And there's another cafe with toilets right at the back of the beach, and we're just going to travel and see what's going on the beach.
What's that thing there?
Tripod set up with something. Looks like an artist drawing his pictures. So here are the toilets and a beach cafe shop. Let's show you a map and just put you in total perspective of where we are. This is the island of Guernsey, which is in the Channel Islands, very close to France. St. Peter Port is where we're staying, somewhere about here somewhere. And we've travelled up along here. This is St. Sampson. And then we travelled around here to Lancress. And we just walked up onto the beach here, which is called Pembroke. And we're going to be making our way down back here. Hopefully through some little side streets to get to this place. This is where we want to be. This is the crossroads here, the Bray crossroads, Route Militaire. This is the Bray, Route de Bray. This one here actually. I want to get down to here so we can walk down eventually to get to this area, which is the one that's really interesting to me. And then we'll go back into St. Sampson's and then eventually make our way down back to St. Peter Port. Well, this definitely wasn't here when I used to come, but this looks very smart, very nice beach house here on Pembroke Beach. And that's the beach with a beautifully bright sand. Very, very pretty. Well, I think this is quite long enough for this video. We'll cut it here and we'll carry on our walk and we'll go and discover the campsite where all this story really began. Anyway, thanks for watching this part and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.